Here are 30 Clash of Clans facts you probably didn't know. Fact 1. The Town Hall 11. Leaked concept art from before its release shows Supercell's original plan was just a blue recolor of Town Hall 10, and they changed direction shortly before launch. One different decision, and half of your raids would look completely different right now. Fact 2. Walls didn't always look like stone. When they first released, they had a glowing electric design to match the equally electric level 12 cannons that launched alongside them. Both looks were scrapped not long after, and most players today have no idea the electric version ever existed. Fact 3. Town Hall 10 had a scrapped concept too, and it was reportedly cut for a pretty brutal reason. It basically looked like a worse version of Town Hall 8. Considering how iconic the final design became, it's wild to think it almost shipped looking like a downgrade. Fact 4. The Grand Warden. You Fly Into Battle today is a complete redesign. The original Warden was a much simpler, almost plain looking model before Supercell reworked him entirely. Whether that's a glow up or a downgrade really depends who you ask. Fact 5. Your clan castle used to wear its wealth on its sleeve. Storages sat visibly on top of the roof, piled with loot, so you could tell exactly how full the treasury was just by glancing at it. It's a tiny detail, but once you notice it's missing, it's hard to stop noticing. And that wasn't the only seasonal detail Supercell quietly removed. Fact 6. Every Christmas, snow used to physically pile up on top of your defenses, blanketing your entire village in a seasonal layer, until Supercell removed the feature in 2019. It's never come back since, probably because it made some buildings harder to see clearly mid-battle. Fact 7. You used to be able to customize your clan's badge border, with the design changing depending on your clan's rank. It's a feature that's completely gone from the game now, and most newer players have genuinely never seen it exist. Fact 8. There used to be 0 requirements before upgrading your town hall. You could rush straight to a higher level without touching a single other building first, and almost everyone abused it to create absurdly rushed bases, which is exactly why Supercell eventually locked it down. Fact 9. Cancelling an upgrade used to refund you 100% of the resources you'd spent. Players figured out they could cancel upgrades mid-raid just to hide their loot from attackers, so Supercell patched it so you only get half back now, killing the exploit for good. Fact 10. Hero upgrades used to take dramatically longer than they do today. At one point, a single king upgrade could take 2 full weeks to finish. Building a maxed base now already feels slow. Building one at that rate would have taken actual decades. Upgrade speed wasn't the only thing quietly overhauled behind the scenes. Fact 11. The Wizard had a completely different shooting animation in the earliest versions of the game. Pull up old gameplay footage next to today's version, and it barely looks like the same troop. Fact 12. Clan chat used to display new messages at the top of the screen instead of the bottom, which is the exact opposite of basically every messaging app you've ever used. It made conversations a genuine pain to follow, and it's surprising it took as long as it did to fix. Fact 13. Before the collect all button existed, you had to tap every single resource collector individually to gather your loot. A base full of collectors meant a base full of tapping every single time. Fact 14. The Hog Rider didn't always exclusively target buildings. In earlier versions, it would chase down pretty much anything in its path, which made it behave completely differently from the building-obsessed menace players rely on now. Fact 15. If you disconnected mid-attack in the early days of Clash of Clans, the battle ended immediately, no matter how well it was going. Today, your attack plays out completely fine, even if you lose signal or close the app, which has probably saved more war attacks than anyone realizes. That's 15 down, halfway there. If you already knew 10 or more of those, you genuinely know more about this game than most people who've played it for years. But fact 16 is where things get strange, because the next 15 facts are about hidden mechanics, secrets buried in the game's own assets, and one moment that nearly cost a professional player $1 million, live in front of thousands of viewers. Fact 16. Look closely at the coil on a high-level laboratory, and you'll notice it's the exact same asset used on the level 7 Mega Tesla. Now look at Sparky from Clash Royale, because she has an almost identical coil built into her front. Nobody at Supercell has ever explained why. Fact 17. Switch your game language to Chinese, and the PEKKA's name doesn't translate the way you'd expect at all. The closest translation comes out as something like Skin Card Superman, which is nowhere near the acronym English-speaking players grew up with. Fact 18. The 2 goblins you fight during the tutorial aren't programmed like normal goblins. Regular goblins beeline straight for your gold collector, but these 2 specifically go after your cannon instead, for reasons Supercell has never bothered explaining. Fact 19. Every time you move a building, the patch of grass left behind grows back in a completely different randomized pattern. It serves 0 gameplay purpose, but once you notice it, it's weirdly satisfying to watch happen. Fact 20. Players once figured out how to grow tall grass into specific shapes, even spelling out entire words around around their base. It looked genuinely impressive, but Supercell treated it as exploiting a cosmetic feature and started banning the accounts responsible. Grass patterns are harmless compared to what's hiding inside the campaign maps. Fact 21. The very first enemy cannon you face in the single-player campaign is intentionally weaker than an actual level 1 cannon. It deals barely any damage and has almost no hit points, clearly designed so nobody loses their first battle ever. Fact 22. The final base in the Goblin campaign hides a secret boss troop called the Golden Dragon, a defender with around 32,000 hit points that you will never encounter anywhere else in the entire game. Fact 23. Drop a freeze spell directly onto a weather vane decoration in an enemy's base, and it will actually stop spinning for the duration of the freeze. It's a completely pointless detail, but it shows exactly how much small stuff is baked into this game. Fact 24. The builder base's roaster fires in rapid bursts more than 8 times every single second, making it one of the fastest firing defenses in the entire game. It doesn't look intimidating sitting there, but up close, it's relentless. Fact 25. Despite looking like a devastating weapon, the Crusher in the builder base doesn't actually shoot any projectiles at all. It just deals direct splash damage on impact, making it one of the only defenses in the game with no visible attack animation whatsoever. And the builder base borrows more from Supercell's other games than most players realise. Fact 26. The Tornado Trap is widely believed to be directly inspired by the Tornado spell from Clash Royale, both pulling troops toward a central point the exact same way. It's one of the clearest crossovers between the two games hiding in plain sight. Fact 27. The Zap spell doesn't just deal damage, it also fully resets an Inferno Tower's charge, the exact same way it resets troops back in Clash Royale. Most players only ever use it for the damage and never realise it's secretly doing double duty. Fact 28. An official Supercell trailer once revealed that there's actually a tiny wizard physically living inside the wizard tower, operating it from within. Most players have completely missed it, because it only ever appeared in that one piece of promotional footage. Fact 29. The Beta Minion and the Bomber share the exact same hit points and damage at every single level, despite being two completely unrelated troops. Whether that's an intentional Easter egg or just a coincidence, Supercell has never confirmed either way. And if you want to see what happens when this game's stakes go from cosmetic detail to actual life-changing money, Fact 30 is the one to end on. Fact 30. At the Clash of Clans World Championship, with $1 million prize on the line, professional player Klaus committed to a blimp deployment in the Grand Finals, a notoriously risky move that can fall apart instantly if it's read even slightly wrong. It worked. He secured the star he needed, and that single blimp became one of the most replayed moments in the game's competitive history. That's all 30. If you knew more than 15 of these, you're not just a casual player anymore, you're basically a Clash veteran, so drop your score in the comments. And if you want the next deep dive into this game's strangest secrets and records, subscribing means you won't miss it.